Hey YouTube, time for another clickbait article. What's in the box? 2, maybe? I think there's a human desire to just know what's in the box, really, isn't there? So here it is, the box. I know what's in it. Well, I suspect what's in it. This time I've actually, oh god, this time I've actually got a knife so I don't cut myself on the bare Stanley blade. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. It's not a guitar. Sorry, it's not a guitar. I'm trying to be suspenseful. So here we go. This is from Guitar Kharma, my good pal Wayne down in Coalville, who runs a wee shop. I think he's got a full-time job, so I think he just runs it on a Saturday. And maybe hopefully you get to do it as a full-time job once he's retired. But yeah, it's the whole idea about the Guitar Kharma thing was, which I believe in. It's like if you rip folk off, they don't come back, and it puts a generally bad vibe all over the place. So just try and do good deals and be ethical about it, but holier than thou type attitude. So, as I said, it's not a guitar, it's 2 guitars. So this is the first West Tone Thunder I've ever actually played. It's very nice actually. This is a 1A, and this isn't mine, this is in for, apparently the electrics don't work in it, or it should be active, but the active circuit is likely to be in a bag. Yep, here we go. So there is an active circuit for it, which probably is going to work, but we don't know. But even though it's wired up passive just now, apparently the pickup switch doesn't work. So I'm going to wire this up and make it work. An interesting earthing system I see there. That'll be a bit of tin foil that runs between the bridge and the pickup. I will be doing something better than that. It's got its original push-pull pots, 2 of them. It's got the original Sure Grip knobs, I think they're called. The ones that you can see there's kind of conical going the other way, so it's easier to lift them up, or push-pulls, which is good. So that switch will probably turn on the active bit. If I can't get the active bit to work, I will make the switches do something else. It looks pretty good. Doesn't have a serial number on the back of the headstock, which is weird. Also, it does say made in Japan on the neck plate, but normally these say a Matsumoto product. But this one could be, if these are the original pickups, which, to be honest, I don't think they are. They've got the 3 adjustment screws on it. I don't think West Tones had that, although this could be a later on one. This might be sort of 85, 86, something like that. It's got the 3-piece neck. As I said, it's a bolt on, but it's like the idea here being it kind of looks a bit like a neck through. There is a neck through version. I think that's the neck. This is a Thunder 1. Well, it's a Thunder 1A. So you get a Thunder 1, you get a Thunder 1A, which is this one, which has got an active circuit in it. You get a Thunder 2, which I think is a set neck, and I think the Thunder 3 is a through neck version of it, but they all kind of look the same. But it does look pretty good. I'm not 100% sure that bridge is original either. I might need to do something with it's been had at, but I mean, it plays really good. It's actually quite different to this is the first actual Thunder guitar I've ever played. It's a bit different neck dimension wise to what I was expecting. I think, although I've got guitars that are I could just put it in a bag. I've got guitars that are a very similar shape to this. They've got like a Fender type headstock. I've got a Concord and I've got a Spectrum 3 that are the same basic body outline, but they've got like the Fender style headstock. Part and parcel with the Fender style headstock, I'm now realising, is a Fender type neck profile. This has got a Gibson type neck profile, so this feels like my Gibson SG standard neck wise, but just probably a better guitar. These things absolutely wiped the floor with everything in the 80s. If you ever look up any history of guitar books or anything like that, I used to have one. There always has to be a mention of the West Tone Thunder because they were coming out with these guitars at sort of like half the price of a Gibson in the sort of early, I think they maybe came out in about 1981 to about 1985, 1986, and they were selling pro level guitars at just slightly bigger than hunk of junk starter guitars, but you were getting a pro level guitar. And the active thing, I mean, I don't even know what the switches are meant to do, I'll need to look it up, but I'd imagine it's probably got a coil split and it's possibly a phase switch, and then this will be some sort of active boost. The active circuit itself, oh, it's got a switch with it. Now, see, all the wires have just been snipped on it. I need to have a look and see what it is it's actually done. But it doesn't have, it's got a chip. It doesn't have very much on the board, so I'm thinking it might just be like a 10 decibel boost or something like that. I don't think it's an EQE type thing, but it might be. It's nice to get all the bits. It might even be 18 volts. I noticed there's 2 battery clips in there, so it could be actually a similar sort of thing that's in the Aria bass I did last week. Yeah, so as I said, it's not a guitar that's in the box, it's 2 guitars. Yeah, see what I did there? I didn't technically actually lie. This one is incredibly rare, but it's been super modded. Actually, it doesn't look bad at all, does it? But Entwistle XS62N pickups. I recognise this this scratch plate. This is from it even says Squire Classic Vibe on it, a Squire Classic Vibe Geosonic, because I made myself a 6-string bass / baritone Fender 6 using a Showmaster body, a jazz bass neck, or as an old Japanese jazz bass type neck, and I used this exact scratch plate. I had, because it was a bass, the bridge was down here, so I had a Telecaster bridge on it, so I had this as a neck and middle pickups, and then the Telecaster bridge, because it was a bass, the bridge was here, had a tele pickup in it. So this is just a Geosonic. Oh, it's a notched knob there. That's not original, but that's not the shocking bit. The shocking bit is, have you ever heard of Hello Kitty guitars, which are incredibly popular and worth a lot of money these days? I think ever since Slash played one, the end thing was to get one and then you put like a bare knuckle war pig in it, and then £100 tuners, and then get it set up and you use that as a sort of joke guitar. This is a Hello Kitty one, and even worse than that, it's a black Hello Kitty one, which are super rare. Nearly all of them are pink. So this one has been modded though. It's now got a scratch plate on it. The headstock's been reshaped for some reason. It does say Fender crafted in Indonesia. The serial number's actually been scratched off it though. It just says serial number IC and then blank. The last number's an 8. So actually the neck's actually quite nice on it. Oh, it doesn't even need tunes. Beautiful. That's a tune from Red Dwarf Season 2, I think. Actually, the neck's actually quite nice on it. I wasn't kind of expecting that. Yeah, so basically, my pal told me these were worth like £1,000 if it wasn't modified. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's a bit of a strange one. I don't know how, if I'm going to be able to get back to original. Actually, there is in that bag there with the active pickup, there's the original Hello Kitty thing, mate, and also I saw it but I can't see it now. Yay! And here we have the original scratch plate. So must go that way. There you go. So something like that. As we can see, this knob must have routing behind it. I'm pretty sure these guitars only came with one knob as well, so it's now got 3. So it might have to be a bit of a, I don't think, it depends kind of how much it's worth, whether I actually go to the effort of trying to fill it and sand it maybe. I'm not really sure. You know, to try and make it back to original, but even then it's not original. I would obviously, as I said with the Kharma thing, I'd have to be very honest about what it was to get there. I mean, if these things are worth, you know, like £800, £1,000, maybe it's worthwhile doing that. It has unfortunately had the headstock reshaped, which is annoying, but according to all sources, this is just a Squire Affinity neck, so I might be able to just buy another Squire Affinity. The neck is really good, it's just a shame the headstock's gone. Why am I looking down there? There was something I was going to say when I was looking down there. Was it there? That's it there. One of the things that I'm kind of thinking of, you know, I was saying like people do like modify these to make them, you know, it's like, so you've got the joke is you've got a Hello Kitty guitar, but you're playing Slayer on it. So imagine my Hello Kitty guitar. It's like pure, some sort of scratch plate altering. Maybe I've not actually got that far yet. But imagine it with this neck on it. So you've got like a Hello Kitty pointy BC Rich shred death metal machine. That could be quite an interesting little mod. And then I would obviously put. Well, I'm kind of limited with what I'd want to keep the scratch plate on it. So it would be a single bucker, but maybe something ridiculous like that. Now my pal actually put a Bill Lawrence XL 400 in his guitar, maybe something like that, or like a Seymour Duncan Invader or something. And then if I've got 4 knobs to put in things on, I don't know, bass, there'll be volume, treble bleed, bass bleed, and a variable coil split, maybe something like that. Oh, seeing as it's actually notched in the middle, I wonder if I could have I could make it like a variable coil split, so when it's in the middle, it's a full humbucker, and if you roll it all the way forwards, it's the north coil, and if you roll it all the way back, it's the south coil. Maybe an idea to be had. But this looks rather exciting. It's actually quite a nice guitar. I quite like the whole vibe about it. To be honest, I don't like the reshaped headstock. I would rather it had something else, but I don't know, it's kind of got something, and the Entwistle pickups are really good, so it might have its own. It might actually just be a case of just sort of cleaning it up, and then beautiful tuning. Yep. So hold on, I'm actually while I'm here, I'm going to see what the it's not really worth. Did I quickly tune that to see if it works? I'll quickly tune this to see if it works. Well, the amp's warming up anyway, so it'll take 2 seconds. Oh. It's amazing how much this reminds me of that bass I had, just because it's identical scratch plate that's on it. So this is miles off in tune. Not that bad in the E. E's fine. Put that up to A. I kind of want to know what that this knob at the front does. It's going to be a pickup select, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so that is, it's a fully rolled forwards, neck pickup, fully rolled back, bridge pickup, that'll be a volume, this will be a tone for the bridge pickup, yep, and this will be a tone for the neck pickup. Yeah, so I'll see what's going on about it. Needs setup, and possibly altering, so this is a kind of one of those ones where I'm not really sure what it's going to do. Do something with it. I think I kind of like the idea of rather than trying to make it back into like an original rare black Hello Kitty, make it into like a modded one, and I'll pretend that I didn't have to mod it. It's kind of like that telly I did the other day. It's like, I would never have stuck a humbucker in the middle of that telly, but because there was already a hole there, I had to put something in it. So I've ended up with quite an interesting thing. Also, I found a great name, which I didn't mention in that video, for the pickup system. The coil adder, which kind of got this snake thing going on about it. Basically, the coil adder is like it's like the opposite of a coil split. So rather than taking a humbucker and splitting it down to a single coil, you're taking a single coil and adding a coil. See what it did? To make it into a humbucker. I've done that in a few of the bucket casters and stuff like that. I just never thought of the name. I was calling it triple bucker at one point when I was putting 3 coils in series, but this seemed to be sort of in tune. I think these are the original tuners on this as well. I can't tell you what the original tuners should be like, or what they're like. I've had a few West tones, and these are a different shape. I'll probably change my mind immediately as soon as I look at the back and see that it says West tone. They don't say West tone. I don't see any indication that there was any other type of tuner on it, but so this is a bit of an anomaly. I need to do some research on this and find out what it is. Either the serial number's been scratched off the back of the headstock, don't think so, or the serial number should be on the neck plate but isn't because the neck plate's been sold. Right, so we've got a volume there. I went said the switch didn't do anything. So nothing and nothing. So it's basically got on. That doesn't do anything. Well, that does something. I'd be tempted to think that it might have a coil split connected and nothing else. So basically a full rewire is in order here. I'm having lots of switches don't do anything. But I'm going to try and put the active thing back in it and see if I can make that work. I don't really know that much about the active electronics. Only I know that I've had 3 guitars that have had active electronics that didn't work, that I managed to make work just by connecting the wires up. Because I think what happens with these things is people snip the wires and then can't put it back together again, and that's basically what happened with the Aria. So the Aria bass, my Honor Steinberger copy bass, and the BC Rich copy, the Hondo Formula 1 that had the hologram finish on it, I managed to make all of those work with non-working active electronics, so I think I've got a chance of making that one work. I wish I'd taken a copy of what was in the hologram bitch actually, because I think it was something like 6 components on a board and a 9-volt battery, and it was just a massive boost thing. I'd love to be able to make that, put it into a guitar, because it would be a handy thing to have. What it didn't do was it didn't actually have a volume control for the boost. So maybe I would have the boost and its own volume control, so you could have a bit of a boost. This thing was just it was just like you're on. It was like normal guitar, and then you hit the switch, and it was like a 12 decibel boost. So it just be blah. It was like just turning the amp up halfway, like 6 notches or something like that. So maybe having a little bit more control over it. Yeah, so that was my unboxing, what's in the box, blah 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 chat. A few of my pals have actually started up YouTube channels now. What's he called? His name, I know what his name is. I can't remember what his channel was called though. Buster's Bass Guitars. So have a check out of that. He's just started. He's like he's a guy I've swapped a couple of basses with him and guitars. He doesn't. He's a basses he likes, just basses. One of the folk that actually watches the bass videos I do. Not really interested in guitars, so not that we look. I'll put a wee link down below. He's just going through the stages now of learning. I mean, I'm kind of used to talking to the camera and feeling like an idiot, which you do if you're starting up a YouTube channel. You do just get. It's the first few times, or maybe the first 20 videos, it does seem really strange standing in a room on your own, talking to nobody. seems to be going I feel like you're going a little bit mental. But you just get used to that. Oh, I missed my I got up to past 1,400 subs the other day. I was like, but I'd already. This was before I did the Trade Tuesday thing, so I'd already kind of done that video and I edited it and stuff. So I never actually mentioned it, and then I forgot to mention it in the following video. I did a video last night and I decided not to post it because I would keep it for something else, the guitar. I've been trying to do like a video every day, but I think I'd rather put out a better quality video, you know, like maybe 4 or 5 times a week, rather than trying to squeeze one out and just putting one out that I'm not really that happy with. Yeah, so cheers Wayne, I shall get onto this and see what I can do with it. I've got a feeling this kind of wants other pickups. Oh no, I take it back. These are the original pickups, because they actually, if you hold the light to them just in the right way, you can actually see the Westone logo on the covers. So these are Westone pickups. I'll need to look this up and find out when it's from. I think this is maybe the sort of end of the era Westone Japanese. Where was what saying? I wonder if it was maybe like a Korean one. I don't think Thunder's ever came out from Korea. When Westone moved to Korea, like all the guitar companies did, they changed the design shapes. They were they were super strats, like what you would now class as a super strat, rather than being an original design, which is what this is. As I said, I've got my Westone Prestige, which has been on the wall up there for the last couple of months. I just rotated things about, and then now it would be nice if I could just go like that Westone, which is now down there, but it's behind some cables, so if I pick it up, I'll knock the mic over, blah blah blah. Yeah. So actually, in my trade thing, one of the things I was, as I said, the original idea for the trade, well, the original idea of the trade thing was to use my YouTube money, buy something, and then trade up and try and get a Les Paul. And then I thought, well, that's maybe a little bit adventurous. What I'll do is I'll buy something, trade up and try and get a Westone Thunder guitar or bass. So I ended up just buying that bass there, which is, as I said before, very similar to a Westone Thunder bass. Same factory, same company, same. It's a different design, but it's made by the same people at the same place at the same time. So it's I kind of got there. Here's the Westone guitar that I could have traded up for. I do know that Wayne has just bought himself another Westone, so he was wanting a Westone for himself. He's bought a Thunder 2 or a Thunder 3, another Thunder 1 kind. It's kind of like my Prestige, apart from it's all white, and it's halfway between this and that. So he might be able. I might actually be able to get this in my swappy doppy thing, depending on how he feels about it. But I don't know. I'm not going to press him. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this is like in the inside. Obviously, it's been wired by somebody who's just, I think, maybe sat there and just going, right, I'll just try and make it play at all. So they've just taken wires and tried sticking them on places until it made a sound, and they've ended up with. If this had pull pickups, I could have tested to see which pickups were on. Say that one was on. I think it's just bridge pickup that's working. That might be on as well. Don't know, it's hard to tell. That's one of the disadvantages about when you're messing about with pickup covers. This is obviously a very 1984. It was like, yes, black. Well, it doesn't have the black hardware, but EMG looking pickups, that's the future in 1984. So if you've ever got a guitar from 1984, 1985, 1986, it's going to have, it doesn't necessarily mean it's got EMGs or active pickups or anything like that. It just means that they've gone for the fashion of having the plain, smooth black covers. The thinking for that is, for the shreddy stuff, you can have these pickups much closer to the strings, because if you do accidentally hit the string off the top of the pickup, it just mutes it. Whereas if you've got pole pieces and the string touches the pole pieces, it pops and bangs. So you could, in theory, get these pickups much closer to the strings. And if you do accidentally, just when you're playing away, sometimes you just accidentally lean on the strings and knock them against the top of the pickups. All it does is go quiet rather than banging. Rock on. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's something else I meant to say, but I'll catch up later on. I'll do a video tomorrow as well. Rock on, everyone!